Today, in a Rise crossover, we are going to be covering the new update. Let's get into it. So with this update, there has been a new island added, which is basically the main event of this update. It's a raid island where you can get a guaranteed S, a guaranteed SS, or even a small chance at getting a G rank. Now, this island is called the Dedu Island event. It's a raid island event that spawns every half hour at the 15 and 45 minute mark. So after you finish your dungeon runs and the dungeons despawn, you can head straight to the Dedu Island once it spawns in. Now, you normally will not see it spawned in when it's not the time yet. So if you're in the game, you will still see the generic icons of the other islands. However, the Dedu Islands will only spawn at the other corner that's not filled in yet by another island. And you will only see the icon appear once it hits the 45-minute mark. So what we will do is let's wait until that island spawns in and let's go straight to the raid. And I will show you exactly what you need to do to try and get maybe your first SS character. Now, it's only 2 minutes before the raid starts, so let's go ahead and let's spawn our boat and let's get ready. For the island to spawn in, you will see the icon up here, and we basically do have to be fast because we are currently in a public server, and I think we have quite some people in here that can quite do some damage, because it's very important for when we get to the raids to do the bosses that you do get around a 5% credit score, which means you need to do about 5% of the damage to be credited to try and of course get the S, SS, or have a chance at the G rank character. Now, as you can see, we are at the other corner of the solo leveling island, so let's just wait. I think it's 1 minute away, and once that happens, we should be good. Also, I turned the effects off just in case, because we might get a really big flashbang of the amount of people that are trying to do the raids. I would generally advise you guys to do the same if you're really sensitive to this kind of stuff. Just make sure you turn the ultimate effects button off in the settings option, so you don't get flashbanged by all the effects of all the other people trying to fight the raid at the same time. Okay, so the island has spawned, so let's see if we can find the raid in time. As you can see, also the icon just appeared above the island, so let's go ahead. We should be able to find the raid spot near the back of the mountain, which has a opening, a blue portal opening where we can go into. So that's the first thing you want to do immediately. Try and go there as fast as you can, so you can be there in time and do as much damage to the bosses once they appear. Now, you can basically also ignore these red ants. You don't really need them for the damage. You can basically skip them. The main thing you want to do on this island is just head straight into this cave, wait for the first boss to spawn, which will be the ant queen, and then take out the other red king ants that are to the side of the boss, because otherwise you won't do damage to the queen, because those red guardian ants need to disappear before we can do damage at all. All right, there we go. The royal ants have spawned, so first you need to get rid of them so the shield can disappear from the queen. There we go. The shield has now disappeared, and now the only thing you have to do is every 25% that depletes from the ant queen's health, you have to do the red roll the ants again. We have to defeat them again, and this happens 3 times in total, and after that she will die and the ant king will spawn. So the ant queen has I'm pretty sure a guaranteed S drop when you arise them, and the ant king, which spawns after the ant queen, has a guaranteed SS drop, but has a small chance of being a G rank character. All right, this should be the last shield that the queen is getting. We should be almost done here. There we go. Now, one shield die. Let's see if we can get another ant queen. We did get one yesterday right when the update dropped, so I want to see if we can actually get one right here on the video. No, so let's hope instead we do get the ant king, because that's the one I'm really hoping for to obtain, and maybe hopefully even get a G rank ant king. Now, the ant king does have a lot of health. It mostly spawns at between level 70 and level 85 from what I've seen. Between 2.6, I think it's quintillion HP, and 3.4 or something. Now, when the update dropped, it had so much HP that was impossible for even I think the highest damage people that are in the server to even kill this thing. So they have nerfed it in the meantime. So if you find a good public server, if you're soloing and looking around for some servers and trying to server hop to find a good server, then make sure to do that. You do want to make sure, like I said in the beginning of the video, to make sure you do 5% of the damage to the boss, because that makes you give credit, which means you have the chance of arising the boss. Now, this boss further does not have any mechanics. You just need to you can just stand here and wait for all your shadows to have killed the Ant King, because of course with the Ant Queen we had to do all the royal ants, and the Ant King doesn't have anything like that. Now, just for a team's perspective, I currently do have the +3 equipped, but I only have 4 light admirals at SS rank, and 3 S doors currently, which is doing about like 625 billion damage. And that's because the level cap has been raised for SS characters to 225. So if you have not done so yet, make sure to grind some experience, which I would still advise you to get it from the queen because she gives a lot of experience when she dies. And then make sure you're capped out again on your SS characters, head straight to the raid again, and just try to do as much damage as you can. Like, even if you want to help yourself out, you can try and basic attack the boss a little bit. However, I felt like with my weapon currently, I won't be like doing as much damage to the boss that it would like suffice for me to do this. Like, it's gonna add like a few millions of damage for me, which is currently not gonna help. Now, what's important to notice is that this raid only lasts for 15 minutes. So if you don't complete the dungeon in 15 minutes, everything despawns, the island will despawn under you, and you basically just like get plunged into the ocean. The time limit that you have on this boss is around like 15 minutes. It's the same time limit for when the dungeon portals stay open. So make sure to keep that in mind once you start doing this raid. Right, here we go. Let's see if we do have the chance to rise. Nice, there we go. Please let us get it. It would be so nice in addition to our team. Okay, last one. Ah, we didn't get it. Okay. It's still like a really small chance to get it, so really annoying at times, but just make sure you keep doing this. Don't give up because, you know, it's an SS character. I'm pretty sure the chance to arise him is pretty small at this rate, so just keep doing this every half hour. I would even say if you got a high level team, you can even ignore most of the dungeons if you really don't feel like grinding like the dungeons that you don't need anymore, or are like done with all your tickets and stuff like that. So for example, for all the ticket shop and buying all the stuff, then make sure to just stay around this area with your boat. Just wait another half hour and head immediately back to the island and grind again. Don't give up. I'm pretty sure you can get it just as much as I will try and grind this again. All right, let's head back to Solo Leveling Island and let's go over the other new stuff that's been added to the update. All right, here we are back at Solo Leveling Island, so let's go over the other stuff. I already talked about it, but there is a new rank added to the game, which is the General G rank. Now, this rank can only currently be obtained from the Monarch in the double dungeon and from the Ant King, which we just did on the Raid Island. Those are currently the only 2 characters that can obtain the G rank. Now, the G rank is stronger than the SS rank, so make sure you try and aim for those ranks if you want to complete your best team in a Rise crossover. There's also been 3 new shadows added, which are also added to your index. They're all in the Leveling City index, which is of course the Ant Queen, the Ant Soldier, and the Ant King. Now, of course, we didn't get the Ant King yet, but once we do, you're gonna fill up this spot and you're gonna have completed your index for the Leveling City once again. There's also a new dungeon map added to the grass biome. Now, I've not seen this one yet, but I can pull some images on the screen of what it looks like. Now, there's also been some new improvements and changes added to a Rise crossover where swords can now drop with the ranks in the dungeon. So if you're running, for example, an S level dungeon, you are now able to have a chance at getting an S level weapon, which would massively help you out because you don't have to like craft all these E rank weapons into a higher rank weapon. You can just head straight into an S level dungeon and have the chance of automatically getting the S level weapon for that specific dungeon. Now, what's going to be important here is that you probably want to aim for the face heal dungeon because that one currently has the highest weapon stats on that island. And yes, it might be very hard once you see a face heal, a dungeon level spawn, or even a S level dungeon, but maybe with these changes to the level cap on the characters where you can now get your SS levels to 225, or maybe even when you get a G rank, because then you should be able to go to level 250 as your cap. You can maybe beat these dungeons way more easily. Now, there's also some smaller changes here. You can now, on the top right, once you press menus, you can now disable the entire UI. So if I click this, you won't see all the clutter anymore over here. You can just disable everything, which makes it also nice, for example, for content creators, if you do not have a free cam yet, to make some nice screenshots for a thumbnail. Now, as I said, the max pet level has increased, so that means all your levels can now reach 10 levels higher than you could before, which is a massive improvement, as I talked about, because it's going to boost your damage so much. Because as you can see, we got, for example, this S door over here, which only is doing 11 billion damage, even though it's an epic rank. And I didn't get all the ranks yet for the door. But the light emeralds are doing already like 60 billion damage each for just being an SS level character from the Brum region, which is like the less indexed character. And maybe this is also what you should aim for if you're still like in the beginner phase, like getting there with grinding more characters, or to have a chance at obtaining the End Queen and the End King. Alright, and there's one more thing that has been added, which you could also see from the top right of the menu, which is the AFK Rewards section. Now, when you click AFK Rewards, you're gonna get sent into a new server, where if you wait long enough, so for example, if we wait 2 minutes and 30 seconds, and of course we are premium, so we are gonna get it a bit faster, but you're gonna have a chance at obtaining some actually nice items. Even though you don't really care about gems right now, the thing you probably want to aim for is from the 10% onwards, which is either you're gonna get 20 common powder at 10%, 2 tickets at 8%, 5 tickets at 5%. Now, again, here are gems. You can probably want to ignore this, but hopefully you don't get those at 4.5%, 20 rare powder at 4.5%, 8 tickets at 2%, 20 legendary powder at 1.5%, a new mammoth mount at 1%, and then a new, I think honestly, a very cool looking weapon, the Twin Scarlet Reapers, at a 0.8% chance of obtaining one. Let's sit this 1 minute and 29 seconds out, and let's hope we're gonna get something good. All right, here we go. 20 seconds to go to claim our first AFK rewards. Let's see if we're gonna get blessed by a mammoth or the Twin Scarlet Reapers. It would be really funny if we did get them. But I don't have too much hope because, you know, the RNG gods have always been against me if you also watch my Dig It videos. All right, here we go. Let's see. What are we gonna get? We are gonna get 20 common powder at a 10%. You know, honestly, not too bad. I'll take that. Okay, I just went AFK to edit this video, and I actually will add this bit in because I just got the 1%. Well, I just clicked to go AFK in to edit this video. We got the mammoth mount with the 1% in like the second try while we AFK'd. So let's go, man. Oh my god, that's so good. Okay, well, anyway, back to the video. I hope you guys have fun watching the update guides. I also got the weapon skin, which was the 0.8%. Now, this was not a weapon by itself. It was just a weapon skin, but it looks very cool. As you can see, I have it equipped right now, and this is the animation for attacking. Just wanted to give you guys an update on this one as well in this video. So if you are premium, you're gonna have to wait, it seems, around like 4 minutes until you get your new rewards. I'm expecting it for like normal players to be like 5 minutes. Probably not too much of a gap, but make that sure to keep that in mind. Once you're done AFKing, you can press again the leave button, and you're gonna have the rewards sent over to your inventory in the other game. Now, once you open up your items menu, let's see if we got our 10 common powder dust. There we go. We did get the common powder dust, which you now can, of course, use to enchant your weapons. Immediately when the update dropped, there has been some changes, because previously, right when the update dropped, it was quite hard to kill the End King because some people had a 80 quintillion HP boss, which was like impossible to kill in the amount of time that you got during the update. There's also a added marker now on top of the island, as I showed you, so you can now see the end marker on top of the island, which was previously not visible. Also, if you are having issues seeing the island by yourself, I would really suggest you go to your settings option and turn off the fog option. Now, first, like I said, they increased the level cap to 10 levels, but then they increased the level cap of all shadows in the game to reach even higher. And that's basically it. That's all that's new currently in the new update in Arise Crossover. Now, if you liked this update guide video on Arise Crossover, then make sure to leave a like, subscribe, and maybe I'll see you in the next new Roblox video or live stream. Have a fantastic End King beating journey.